Unapologetically great. Unapologetically great. Unapologetically great. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. Time for the ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki on Boss and Nikki. And we're up first. What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Look at that hair, Johnny. Look at that hair. Sexy, sexy.
No. Real cute. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew, where we honor the voice of the everyday woman. I feel like we are very everyday womanish today. I know we all got stuff going on in the morning, and then I didn't even make my coffee. I was like, ooh. And usually when the credits are starting, I didn't make it this morning.
Shawnee's got that nice, refreshing looking drink.
Let me tell you, at one time, yeah, it goes on.
Well, y'all know I'm in the background, so I can see everybody right in the green room. Shawnee was like this. She was like this.
You start crying with laughter from the first 3 minutes of the show.
It's real here in these streets.
In these mama
streets. We are missing our girl Crystal JG today. We were sending her and her family so much love this morning. I know it's Mama May's birthday, but
yes, happy birthday, Mama May.
It's another Pisces birthday. Can y'all hear this? Hey! Oh! Hey! Hey! You know I had to hold on. This for Murdy.
Not for Murdy.
I'm too long. Man, Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder.
That was her song for me. That was her song for me.
I know. I remember that from last.
Yes.
I remember that. Happy birthday, Shelly. Sunday is Shelly's birthday. Wait a minute. And I know you have a fun-filled weekend full of stuff that started last night.
It did, and this is part of my fun.
All right, that's it. That's all we can do. That's all we can do.
I know.
She was over there. She was at the birthday picnic.
I was at the birthday picnic. Y'all know I love birthdays. I just think it's such a special time. I mean, every day is a special day, but I just feel like it's a gift to celebrate going around the sun another year. And Lachelle, we are so blessed.
Yes.
To have you as our sister, as our confidant, as our friend. And I know tomorrow is your birthday, and we are sending you so much love. Mwah, 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 mwah.
I receive it. I receive it. I receive it.
Yes. So real quick, what are you doing this weekend? Tell us quickly. What you doing?
Lots of music. I went to a concert last night with Kim, Lettucey, and Music Soul Child, which was phenomenal. Tonight I'm going to see Drew Hill and Jagged Edge, so I'm ready to sweat these edges out. And tomorrow I'm having brunch with a bunch of lovely ladies from all up and down the Eastern Seaboard. So it's been lovely.
That is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. We started celebrating, it's Women's Month, and on Wednesday was International Women's Day. And we're going to talk more about what we did this past week, but we had something really special. We joined with Lululemon, and we had an amazing curated dinner with wonderful women in New York City. And our whole topic was realness is wellness. And I know we got some of our ladies that were in the house watching us today. Hey, ladies.
Hey, ladies.
Next weekend, next Saturday, we're going to do a whole show about our International Women's Day, because we want to make sure all of us are here. And you don't want to miss it, because we got some special news to share that the ladies at the International Women's Day got to be a part of. And we want to tell our viewers, shout out to Mamie. Mamie, you got to be there next Saturday so you can hear what's going on, lady.
Yes, please.
So Wednesday was amazing, but we want to hold it and talk more about it next week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Right? Yes.
But the one thing we do want to say, part of our whole topic on Thursday was realness is wellness. And our whole thing was when women cross-generational come together and we are real with one another about what is going on in our lives, whether it's personally, work, health-wise, we achieve wellness collectively and all together. And it just makes us personally, us together, and the world just a much better place. So we're going to keep doing that. But one of the things we did, we brought these women together, and we always tell y'all we have a Thursday morning meeting. Well, we act like that dinner was our Thursday morning meeting. And we got so many ideas from these amazing women and viewers. And one of the things we talked about, I think Vanessa brought it up, Nikki's sister. She was talking about that voice inside. We call it the gut. Shelly came in and talked about a gut check. So today's show is all about that gut check. It's gut check time. The moment in which one stops to seriously evaluate something or one's current state. Yesterday, when I was writing this up, I did a huge stop to evaluate my current state. And I love it because that's what the mission of our show is about. We provide a space for women to evaluate where they stand, and we inspire them to take action. And one of the things in this gut check, what is your hell yes? And we said, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no, right? It's a hell no. So we want to talk about that today. I'm checking in with my ladies. I'm checking in with the viewers. What's your hell yes right now? What is a hell yes for you? Real quick, before we say anything, Mertice, side note, Mertice just said, good morning, Nikki. Thank you for playing my firstborn song. The song always far to my heart. That Shell is. She said she can't put it on screen, so she sent it to me. So that's from your mama. We love you, Murdy. We love you, love you, love you. Now, Murdy, what's your hell yes?
Service. She wants people to serve her 24 hours a day. That's her hell yes. Hell yes, you can serve me. Hell yes, you can treat me. Hell yes, you can pick me up.
Listen, Nerdy's like, I've been doing this thing real tough for 80 years. I ain't got, you can serve me.
She's finished. Everybody can serve her. That's her hell yes. And I ain't mad at her.
She loves you. She loves you to pieces. She said she couldn't put this on here, but more importantly, we honored her baby this morning. We love you, Murdy. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So what's your hell yes, y'all?
I have plenty of hell yes. My first hell yes is that 99.99.999% of what I do has to feel like joy. That is a hell yes to me. From the pillow I lay my head on, to the soap I smell when I shower, to the company I keep, to the things I do to earn money, it all has to feel like joy. That is an absolute hell yes to me. And if it doesn't feel like joy, it's 99.9999% a hell no.
I love that. If it does not feel like joy.
Yeah, everything has to feel like joy. The cushion you sit on, the food you smell, the thing you look out of the window at, it has to feel like joy. And if it doesn't, for me, I am always in the pursuit of changing the view of the window, changing the pillow, changing the soap, right? Changing the career, changing the job, changing the friend, change it until it feels like joy. That's the hell yes for me.
I love that. I love that. That's joy. Maya said anything that builds generational wealth is a hell yes for me. Because that brings joy, Maya.
It sure does.
Anything that makes you go, wow.
Yeah.
That's a hell yes.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Because it could be scary, right? A hell yes could be scary, and inside something in you is saying no, no, no because you're scared. But it's a hell yes because it's like, I can't believe that. Wow.
You know what Shelly, I'm glad you said things that bring you joy. And I want to make sure I'm putting that in my life in 2023. I know I've shared with y'all, as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, I always was into joy. And then there was a big spurt of my life where I wasn't putting myself first, that I wasn't implementing joy into my life. And I find myself now saying that I want joy, but still not doing the things that implement that joy. And I want to get to a point that I practice what I preach. If I say I want joy, let's put the joy in there. Sometimes I want something so bad. I want something to work out so bad, but it does not feel like a hell effing yes. So why am I still sitting in there trying to put the pieces together to make it work?
That's why you're there. You just said it. You're trying to make it a joyful thing. You're trying to make it work. And the thing is that anything that we experience in this lifetime is not solely independently dependent on you and your efforts. It has nothing to do with effort. There are things that we are aligned with as individuals, right? What I'm aligned with is not what you're aligned with, Nikki, right? In some areas we are. But the point is that we have it in our minds that if we work hard enough, if we calculate well enough, if we plan well enough, we can make something happen. And nothing that isn't aligned happens unless we force it. And if we're forcing it, there's no joy, right? Joy is ease. Joy is ease. They're synonymous together. Joy is ease. Joy does not align with hardship, struggle, pain, right? And overworking ourselves. There's no symmetry between those two. So again, that's what you answered your question. Why do I do that? I'm trying so hard to make it happen. That's exactly what keeps you from the joy.
Yeah. And it's really, like you always say, putting it out in the universe and being in alignment with it. Shelly introduced us to Lachelle introduced us to a woman named Dr. Akua. She's a health holistic wellness coach. She's also one of the top nutritionists for Whole Foods. And all of us spoke to her, and she gave us a fresh reading. And I think about the amazing things she said to me. And one of the things she said to me was, Nikki, you get to keep putting joyful things into your life. She even told me that if I could, I needed to take 28 days off and really be about what's joyful for me, no one else. And she told me if I did that, the alignment and the things that I wanted was all going to fall into place. Well, I do have to tell y'all, I did not do that for 28 days. And I have to say that I don't know if anybody else is out there. Yes, Lynn, Dr. Cool is the truth. That's right. I don't know if anybody else is out there, but sometimes when I allow myself to get busy, I get busy. And so we were working on International Women's Day and I was busy, 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 busy. And then yesterday I was talking to Nikki on Boss, and all of a sudden I wasn't busy anymore.
And
And
how'd you
I
feel?
Like
honestly,
she get busy again.
like I wanted to get busy again, but that's not what I'm supposed to do. I
Right.
wanted to get busy again because I started to allow the things that I've been pushing aside, or the things that I've been wanting to try to make right get to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally said this morning, I was taking a shower. I said, I really need to do those 28 days when it's really about what brings me joy.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you just try 28 minutes?
Yes. Because I'm so
Literally.
used to
It
I'm so
doesn't
used to
matter. It doesn't matter, right? What you're used to doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
We were used to a certain kind of lifestyle before 2020, right? And all of that changed in the blink of an eye. So it doesn't matter what you're used to. But just 28 minutes, all of us can try this. 28 minutes a day, if you set a clock and you literally you sit or stand wherever you are, you set your clock for 28 minutes and you do nothing that you're not inspired to do. So if I sat on my sofa for 28 minutes, in the first 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to be inspired to do something like turn on the TV and maybe put on something funny, like go make myself some waffles because that's just what I want. Like get off the couch and go lay in the bed, or leave the house and take a walk because it's sunny out. Whatever you feel inspired to do, but you've got to sit still for a minute and just be like, what do I want to do? And if you can't think of anything, if nothing comes to you, just spend those 28 minutes sitting still. Just
I'm gonna
start
do
with
that.
28 minutes.
And
I
the
might be
thing
inspired to just lay there for another 28 minutes.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is fine, right? But that's the beginning. That's like the baby step towards the 28 days, which turns into 28
Yeah.
years, which turns into the rest of your life
Hmm.
of you just living your hell yeses, which are all inspired from within.
mm-hmm. And that's where that gut check comes from. You talk about all inspired from within. I was sharing with Shelly that you know, I'm a trainer. Y'all know I'm a personal trainer. I have my own fitness business, and I love all of my clients. And I was sharing with her, there's a client that I started feeling like I don't know if this is a hell yes, and it was bothering me that I don't know if it's a hell yes. And and I started, one of the things I was in my shower this morning going with, it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Why like I said to Shelly in the car, I was like, why is this hard? Why is this hard for me? Is it the people pleasing thing when you hear
Sometimes
that
it's
it's
hard to
a
let
hell yes?
go.
What is it? What is it? Say it again, Nick.
Sometimes it's hard to let go, and sometimes it's just scary doing something different. Sometimes it's scared to change. Just change in itself is scary. The idea of compromise, right? Of compromising what you're used to doing, but that something's not sitting with you right, and something's got to change, and sometimes it just has to go. It just has to go.
Also, I think we talked about this on Wednesday, but also I think adding to what Nikki is saying is also we fear sometimes. We fear if we let this thing go, consciously let it go, what will replace it?
Mhm.
But that's
Mm,
because
Yeah, yeah.
we can't do the 28 minutes. Nothing needs to replace it from other people and other activities. That time that will be allotted to you when you let things go will be returned back to you for your use, for your journey. And like you said, Nikki, you were like, I was looking for something else to do. And that, I think, is connected, for many of us, is connected to this fear of like, what will I discover when everything gets quiet?
Yeah. I
Or it's
think
just
I
trusting. I don't know if it's trusting the universe or just trusting, because I was thinking, like you were saying, Lachelle, the fear of what will replace it. The other thing is, I like to know, I like to manage a known outcome, to some degree, right? So I want to know, if I do X, Y is going to happen. And if I can't do that, then let me try it this way. But I know I'm still going to get a great result, right? I believe I will. Sometimes the fear of letting go and just not knowing at all what could possibly happen and only anticipating the worst is also a blocker.
Yes.
Yeah, I
I
think one of my biggest things is that I am 100% that person that wants to be in full control of
Yeah,
everything that happens. I told you how to walk over here to me. I want to know everything around. I'm like, ugh. So that being in silence thing is real. Like, in silence, in all aspects of that thought, like being in silence, allowing stuff to come to you, or awaiting what might be next that you don't know, or whatever that might be. That right there, that's scary ground for me, because I'm like, oh, ha, ba, ba.
right.
I think, Shani, like you said, and it's being scared ground. For me, it's not replacing something, because I don't want nothing else to replace. I got 50 million other things. I can go with, though, when it gets quiet, what you're gonna discover. You know, I wrote that down. When it gets quiet, what are you gonna? Last night it was really quiet in my house, and I was discovering a lot of things. And some of the things were things that I've been hoping for, and realizing that maybe it's not time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And it got real quiet. It got really quiet in my house. And all of a sudden I was like, is there something I can do? Is there something I can do? And there was nothing to do. So I
Mm-hmm.
just sat. I just sat, and I sat with my thoughts, and it was good. And I wrote. And then I guess I did sit for 28 minutes. But I I'm glad you said that. Mine is not replacement, because I don't want nothing else to replace. I got 50 million other things. But it is the thing of being quiet, the fear of discovering what's gonna come up. I
Discovering your hell yeses and your hell nos.
Right.
yeah,
Because the
yeah,
hell knows is scary, because that means there's probably things you got to let go of that you've been holding on
yeah,
to for whatever reason.
yeah,
And the hell yeses you don't trust will happen.
right.
So you
Wow.
get scared to really allow yourself to think about them in any sort of detail, because you
Right,
don't want to be disappointed. You,
Yeah,
right,
you're warding off disappointment if you don't let yourself really explore, even in your mind, what your hell yeses are. Because then
right.
also, once you acknowledge your hell yeses, you have this innate responsibility to move yourself towards them,
right.
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah,
means you probably got some hell knows you got to dump.
That's right. I feel like too, in the silence thing, it's an actual choice to hear in silence,
mhm,
because I know I sit
Oh, I like that.
for a lot of, and to be, I don't want to hear you talk, God. I don't want to hear these kids talk. I don't want to hear nobody. I remember my wife came downstairs one time, and I was literally just like staring at a wall. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, sitting in silence, and I don't want any interruption from anyone, even God. I just want to be quiet. So I'm like, I know that I can turn on hearing in silence. That's maybe a superpower, but I know I can turn on hearing movement of what I need to do or what not in silence. But again, that comes to that control thing of allowing yourself to be free enough to have answers come to you and be able to move and shake in that space. I have a lot of hell yeses. I have even more hell no's because that hell no came in real strong when I had children. And I was like, I used to. I think as women, we stretch ourselves thin anyway, just as a culture of woman. Period. But I think once I had one child, it was a feeling. But then when I had one more, so now I got two children, it was like absolute hell to the no no to the no 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 of everything. If it doesn't bring me joy, if I don't have the actual time to do it, if I don't have the capacity to do it, that was a big thing for me because I would not have the capacity to do stuff for myself and for people and still do it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And after children, that really taught me how to say absolutely I love you, but that's gonna be a no.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's gonna
know,
be a no. And the
And
world was
that's
fine.
hard to do.
real hard, especially because
That's hard to
everybody knows that I say yes.
Yeah. They're
yeah.
used to being that way.
Yeah, when you're used to being that person that you want to say yes, you want to help people, it's hard to compromise. But at some point, like you said, you just don't have the capacity.
It's funny. My hell no started to come when I hired Rebecca. She started saying hell no for me, and I would fight her.
Oh,
I
that's
would
awesome.
fight her.
Oh, I know
I would,
you did. I know you
I would
did.
fight her. I'd be like, no, but she'd be like, and then I go, I guess that sounds good. Like, but she, I'm so grateful for her because she
Yeah.
really started. The other day, she goes, "I'm so proud of you." I was like, "Me too." I said, "No," I was like,
That's
"No,
also,
no, no, no."
you know what's really cool about that? And I think there's something that everyone can take from that. The simple act of allowing Rebecca to be the hell no person for you, right?
Mhm,
And even though you fought her, like it was a blessing that she still fought you back, right?
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but because your hell yeses to everything was probably killing her, right?
Yeah.
Because a
It
person who
was.
is working with you, and I can imagine that happens to us and the people around us in our lives, right? If I
Mhm,
over hell yes, it has an effect on like my children or my marriage, right, right.
Mhm.
But I think this is so cool because what you did right there in sharing about you and Rebecca in the beginning of your working relationship was really sort of gave us a little Jedi mind trick, right? Because I think all of us have someone around, most of us have someone around us who'll be like, why the hell are you doing that? Right? Which is their version of saying, like, you should be saying hell no to that, right? And we should open our minds up to allowing people to. That's right. I wear the hell no badge with pride. Exactly. I think we should open our minds up. I think maybe we should maybe tune our ears that when people around us that we know care about us and are aware of who we are and sort of how we operate, when they question what we're doing, we don't have to like change what we're doing because they're questioning it, but we should listen in and be like, are they telling me this should be a hell no or a hell yes? Right?
mhm,
Just to give us a little bit of pause. That's a really, I never even thought about how people around us can sort of start moving us into this healthy hell yes and hell no are really is really a healthy place to be. Then people around
Yeah,
you
that's
can move you there.
It's so funny you said that. I love what you said about the pause. I know, like with my team, and we'll be on Zoom, and they'll say something, and they feel like we feel like we knocked the sale out of your win. I was like, no, because y'all know I get excited. Even y'all be like, mm-mm. And I'll be like, okay, but it's not that you knock the sale out of me. It does slow me down, and I need that sometimes. It slows me down and it makes me think. Y'all know I love a feedback. I love a feedback. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as negativity. I look at it as feedback. And and I love that you said that it does. I'll be like, and they'll go da da da, and I'll go, and they feel bad. I'm like, no, it slows me down. It gives me an opportunity to think. And a lot of times I do listen, and I take the next steps. And sometimes I am a little stubborn. And then when I'm stubborn, deep down inside, I know it's saying, "Bitch, you know this a hell no. You about to get in trouble. About to mess up." So
Uh-huh.
been, I have been tuning into the gut, and also I got to drop the ego because I be like, "Shit, they were right. Okay, let's keep it moving." So
Hell knows are hard though sometimes because I was just thinking like this one thing. Like I live in New Jersey, my family lives in New York. And if I don't compromise myself in some ways, I'll miss a lot of things. I struggle with that. And they're like, Nikki, you're not going to just come up here for a couple hours and turn around because it's like a good 2 hour ride back and forth, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. And I will do it. And then sometimes I'll allow, oh, Nikki, you don't have to come. Like, it's really too far. And I'm like, God, I'm tired. Okay. And then I feel horrible. So I wanted to put that out there because I know some people might struggle with those kind of, it's supposed to be a hell no, but you do it anyway. And I do it. I'm getting ready to do it this coming week. Even though I'm tired and I want to be home, there are those hell no's that you just do because they're just important to you.
Or you want to.
And want to.
Right?
And
It's
you
like,
want
this would be a hell no. Like me driving 2 hours to
Yeah.
have tea with my girlfriend,
Yeah.
right? Or driving 2 hours
Yeah.
to spend 1 hour watching something with my sister, right?
Yeah.
That should be a hell no because I'm tired. But there's an override of I want to. It's when there is no override.
There's no override,
that you
yeah.
need to
That makes
sit
me
with
feel
the hell
better because I'm like,
No,
I
it's
do that all the
I
time.
have overrides all the time. I have overrides all the time. And it's because I actually want to do something that practically it's a hell no. But I'm like, yeah, but I want to do it. So I'm going.
Also, it's one of those things that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I feel like you're gonna forget.
There are things in my life that it's a hell. I want to do it. Like I want to do it. I want to do it so bad. But at this moment, it is a hell no. And
Okay, wait, hold on.
Come on.
What you just said, right? When you want to do it so bad, but because of things in your life, it should be a hell no, right? That's because there are things in your life that you're not hell knowing. Because you'd have the space and the energy to do the thing you want to do so bad if you weren't inundated with all of the things in your life, because in that mix is some hell no's that you're not letting go of.
But what if it's a situation that's a hell no?
Yes.
You should have let it go.
Wait,
like that caller said, I think if I get in the habit of saying hell no, I will have so much space for my hell yes.
Exactly. 100%.
But that also brings me back to what I was about to say about what you said, Nikki, boss, about the compromise hell no or whatnot. I feel like I can relate to you in that sense because I live far away from everything too. But I did that on purpose because the quality of life that I wanted to be able to say hell yes to everything else was where I moved to. And then it gave me that compromise that I will go out here to live, to be comfortable, to do what I have to do. And I will compromise driving in every, for me, it was work every day. I had to drive in and 2 hours a day to go to work, in the city. And that alone is a cuss word, the big one. But you know what I'm saying? But that was the hell yes was I want this house, this grass, this quiet, this whatever. And so I was like, I will compromise the others for that. And you know what I'm saying?
And that's the same reason why I'm where I am. You're right.
Right. And that's when that happens, it's not the compromise is not I want this hell yes, so I'll take these hell no's.
Yes.
Those hell no's become okay. They're not hell no's anymore. They're like, I want this hell yes so badly. And it means so much to every fiber of my life, like piece of where you live, that the things that may categorize themselves as a hell no, meaning driving 2 hours to be with your family, they're not hell no's anymore. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
for me to have this big hell yes, I'll take some of these okays.
I like that. So we can have okay. It could be okays.
It could be okay. But when you have to override a lot to get to your hell yeses, that means you have too many hell no's that you're not dealing with.
Yeah.
I got some hell no's I got to deal with. I've gotten better though. I've gotten better.
Yes.
I've gotten better with the hell no's, but I got some more hell no's that I get.
And that's the going, what you just described is the going from the 28 minutes to the 28 days, right? You're at the 28-minute mark where you're doing something.
Yeah.
And you working your way, right? So you got a few of hell no's are gone, but there's more and you're getting there. You're doing it.
Yeah, I am doing it. And you know what? By doing it, it does bring joy. It does bring joy.
Can I say something about Nikki, Boss, and Chandra were talking about the control part, right? Like I want to know I have the opposite of that, which is I don't need to know anything. Right? And girl, like we're going on tonight, and it's like, what time are we leaving? I don't know. We'll figure it out, right? But there's when you release the control, which is very separate from hell no's and hell yeses, there's a freedom there. There's a freedom there. And freedom is best friends and first cousins kissing cousins with joy. Right? So I want everybody who feel, and women do this a lot. We talked to Chandra said the culture of children, right? The culture of women. We innately control everything because, as Trevor Noah said, we can't F around and find out. So we want to make sure as much as possible that we can get it where it needs to go with minus as many hiccups as possible. But everything we're planning is already planned.
Right.
Right. Everything we're planning is already planned. Once you had the thought that you wanted to do it, it was already done. So there is space, and that's what I want us to consider with our hell no's and our hell yeses, is that there is space available to all of us to release some of that control. Just a little. Start with a little, like the 28 minutes instead of 28 days. Just a little bit of the control, and allow yourself the opportunity to, one, feel what that feels like. And I will tell you right now, it will feel like joy, guaranteed. And also to experience the freedom, the letting go, so that little bit feels okay. And then next time you'll feel a little more comfortable being a little less in control, and then bigger and bigger. It just gets bigger. And then you get that clears out some of the hell no's off automatically. Like it's not even any work for you.
Right.
So consider that.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting you say that. And Shani, I don't know if you would agree. I get to that point where I'm like, okay, enough. I've had enough, and I'll release. And you're right. Like
it still happens. Whatever needs to happen.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it takes me a couple of times probably before I get to that point where I'm ready to just like release.
Yeah.
Renee,
that's probably a topic in itself.
No, that is a topic. Renee said, being tuned in enough to yourself to know what's truly your hell no or hell no's you've been conditioned to believe. I like that. Yeah.
They do a lot of conditioning.
To know
a lot of conditioning.
Yeah. We need to have it. No, we need to have it.
Facebook user, who that is, says you're practicing.
Yes. You're practicing. Yes. And that's how you get good at anything. It's practice.
Practice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been practicing.
Listen, I think the point Renee made about conditioning is important, because as soon as you read that out loud, Nikki, I started thinking about growing up and all of the hell no's that I heard in my family, especially from the women, right? Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, no, there was all of this, we get that. That's how we talk. But it is conditioning you to believe that there are things that are not for you that may actually be for you, even though it may not be for your mama or your grandma or your cousin or your auntie or your girlfriend.
But it may be for you.
But you feel conditioned that it's not for you because you hear so many people in your circle saying things like, oh no, that's not right. No, that's not how you do that. Oh no, I would never. Oh no, hell no. You hear all of that. And then you take them in like, okay, that's a hell no. And wait, what else? Okay, that's a hell no. And the truth of the matter is that might be your hell yes, one of those things or 5 of those things. So we should keep that in mind and evaluate that for ourselves.
That condition part.
That's a good point.
It's funny though. I'm growing up. You talk about like growing up. My mom would say no. She would say no, and you know what I would do? I go okay, and just go find another hell yes. What I'm like, what shifted? She was, she said a lot of yeses. Miss Pat, if you watch it, you did say y'all a lot of yeses. You did, Mama, but she did say some important no's. And when she would say no, I may not like it, but it was like, okay, no. And I kept moving and found
an interesting visual. That presented an interesting visual to me, because all of a sudden I see a little kid and I do see a mother saying no, and then they go do something else. No, and then they go do something else. I mean, it's like, like if you live life like that, right? Think about it. There's always something else there, right? Mm-hmm. And eventually it's going to be yes.
I want to tell y'all this. It's a funny story. It doesn't really kind of do what we talking about, but I remember when I was a little girl. I think I told y'all this time. We were in Big Star Supermarket, and I wanted some candy. Did I ever tell y'all this story? And Miss Pat said no. And usually when Miss Pat says no, I go, okay, I put the Starburst back. Miss Pat said no. And that day I was like, But in front of me, this little boy, his mama said no, and he fell out in the floor. Had a little temper tantrum.
Please don't tell me you followed him.
That's what Nikki Kim, that's what Nicole Kim
not for the black mama you did.
Nicole Kimbrough went. She fell on the floor. And Miss Pat got on top of me and went, get up. No tears in my eyes. I got up. And I was like, okay, she cool. That's all she said. We got in the car. I thought I was done. And
no, you weren't.
Mom, Miss Pat told me.
Oh, no. There was an encore.
That's not what we do in the store. So maybe that's why at a very early age, when she said no, I was like, okay, let's find something else to get. Maybe that's why. Talk about condition. Maybe that's why I am 47 years old, and I still remember that I was 5 when that happened, and I still remember that. Maybe
what a good lesson.
Yeah. I still remember that.
Yeah.
Woo.
Kids get it right. That's what Nikki pointed out. Kids get it right. Every no just means let me move to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And we practice as an adult.
Yeah. We need to keep that up.
Practice.
We do need to practice that.
We do need to practice that, because I'm seriously, I would hear no, just like Johnny knows, when you audition, you would hear no. What you gonna do? You might feel some kind of way, but you keep moving on to the next thing.
That's correct.
As I've gotten older, sometimes when I hear a no, I'm like, well, why is it a no? And why is it a no? And just sharing that and saying that, and also sharing that story. There's so many other things that maybe that is a no. So
when you get the no, the question is not why is it a no. The question is what now?
What now? What do we say? What did we say? What I said this the other day. You get the no's, because the more no's you get, it puts you that much closer to the hell yeses.
It does.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the no's are really, really sort of like a GPS
navigation.
Right. You're like, I'm going this way. And it's like, no. And it's like, oh, that's because you're meant to shift a little bit, and then you're meant, to move. It's like it just guides you to where you really are meant to be.
Right. It really, really, really does. I'm looking to see Beverly put out, what's up, Auntie Bev? Good morning, ladies. My hell yes is that God loved me so much. I put it up, but I want to read it. That I'm in a family surrounded by beautiful, positive, loving women that are so full of joy. Hell yes. Happy early birthday, Shelly. Yes. And who else? Someone else said some other stuff too I want to put up. I love what Lynn said. Lynn said, word, 28 days feels a lot. I like 28 minutes.
Absolutely.
Let's start with 28 minutes. Phenomenally Dope said, having quiet time at least twice a day with 6 kids
That's
is
my
a
goddaughter.
hell yes.
That's a
That is not an option. Hell
no.
no.
That's right, Satia. Amen.
And Lynn also said, Nikki, back when we were talking, I let myself get busy and it's other people's stuff. Do the assignments. Yes,
Yeah,
honey. Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else say anything? What did Rebecca say?
It's also not a sign of failure if something goes to a hell no.
No.
Now let's just tap into this for 1 second because
Also not a
Rebecca has on her pastoral robe in that statement because
Rebecca.
we do that. We think because we've made a plan in one direction, and as we're heading there or when we arrive, it's like a very clear hell no. We take it as a sign of failure on our part because the plan we made didn't work out, and for some reason we sit in this place of pity and sadness or frustration or disappointment in ourselves because something naturally became a hell no. And it isn't our fault. You do have to embrace it. Like the kid, just like Nikki on Boss said, the kid's like, oh, I can't do that. Okay, right? We got here and you said no. Okay, you said no to the Starburst. Okay, what about the M&Ms? No to the M&Ms. What about the Oreos? No to the Oreos. What about the jelly bean? That is exactly the point that Rebecca said. Embrace it, right? And keep
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, that's I need to hear that too. Embrace it and keep moving. That's what I did as a child. That's what I did as a teenager.
You
Sometimes
still do that now.
I still do it now, but I do get stuck sometimes. I'll be like,
Yeah.
like, I do this stuff. But we get to that's the beauty of the no. That's the beauty of the no, because there's always something else there as a hell yes. I love it. I love it.
Before we go, because I know we're about to wrap,
Yeah.
no one really said what their a hell no or a hell yes is for them. I said my hell yes. What are your hell yeses? You said yours, Chandra.
Yeah, I said doing things that I have no capacity for is a hell no.
Right.
A hell yes for me is eating
Yes.
good restaurants.
That's wonderful.
Eating the foods.
As Renee says, hell yeah, always hell yes to the Oreo.
But just keeping good company is a hell yes for me. I definitely have, especially in my profession. I'm around a whole bunch of people all the time, and lines can get blurred of friendships and
Professional
relationships and stuff like that. But a hard hell yes is like being very clear on relationships and friendships and people that I actually have in my circle. Because that navigates a whole lot.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome. And Nikki's, what are your hell yeses or nos, if you have any? Always hell yes to a good cocktail.
I mean, my hell yes is anything that's what's prioritized in my life is those that are most important to me. So anything or anybody that falls in that category, that's my hell yes. If I can do it, I will do it. If I can be there, I will be there. My hell no would be anything that I can't live with, anything that I feel I can't stand behind in some way, so that's where, that's how I would draw my lines.
I would say mine is a hell yes that I mentioned earlier when Shelly mentioned hers about implementing joy into my life. That's a hell yes that I am implementing in my life. My other hell yes is being confident. Sometimes I know where I want to go. I know where I want to go. I know where I'm going. And sometimes I let that little voice in my head say, is that too much? Hell no, it's not too much. And being confident in knowing that I know where I want to go and where I'm going. That's a hell yes for me. And the hell no is not listening to that voice Not listen to that voice that tries to tell you, I'm a visionary and I think real, 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 real big. It's big. And that's the hell no. That's the hell no for me.
I love it.
Women.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Renee, I'm glad you just put that up because I was getting ready to say that is like, don't fence me in.
Yes. That's a big one for you, Nikki on Boss.
That's always a hell no.
That's always a hell no.
That is a hell no.
I just my biggest hell no, I guess, is don't take my choice from me. That's my biggest hell.
Good one, especially now, Shawnee, especially now with what's going on in the world. Don't take my choice from me. Don't take my choice from me. That is huge.
My biggest hell no.
That is huge. Someone said, hell yes to sleep.
I need to say hell yes to sleep. Sleep is sleeping over me. It'd be like, boop, boop.
Well, y'all, this has been another amazing, great show. Next week, please tune in next week. Next week, we're going to give y'all all the feels about our wonderful week with Lululemon and the wonderful women that we were with, cross-generational, this past Wednesday for International Women's Day. So make sure you're here. We're going to have videos and we have an announcement to make. And Crystal will be back. All of us will be together. Y'all enjoy your Saturday. Remember what your hell yes is. Today, when you walk in, if that gut check is like, it's a hell no, right, y'all? It is a hell no. And ask yourself today, what are your hell yeses? And guess what? Do your hell yeses today. Do your hell yeses today. And I'm going to embrace what Shelly said. Lynn, where are you? We got the 28 minutes. We're going to sit. But we're going to start 28 minutes. And then maybe it goes to the 28th hour. And then we're going to build up to the 28 days. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. We love y'all. Have an amazing Saturday. We're the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew where we honor the voice of the everyday woman. Bye, y'all.
Unapologetically great. Unapologetically great. Unapologetically great. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. Time for the ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki on Boss and Nikki. Up first, L-A-D-I-E-S,
Happy birthday, Shelly! Have a good Saturday,
birthday.
everybody.